years, man. All right, not even 100 years. The same law makes it illegal for any lord to assume Aboriginal clients. 1928, the Sexual Sterilization Act is passed in the Alberta legislature, allowing any inmate of an Indian residential school to be involuntarily sterilized at the decision of the principal, a church employee. At least 2,800 Aboriginal men and women will be made infertile under this law. So meaning they can't have kids, all right? And then 1946 to 52, it says this is serious. This is hundreds of Nazi and SS doctors are granted citizenship and immigration to Canada under Project Paperclip and work at Indian hospitals and other facilities under CIA and military sponsorship, including the Allen Memorial Institute in Montreal. Their research includes trauma-based mind control programs, sterilization techniques, and pharmacological drug testing on Native children, orphans, and many others. You know, so they've been doing this a long time about mind control at MK Ultra. They've been working on you tribes heavy, man. That's why y'all bugged out, man. That's why we're on the highways. You're all crazy, man. That's why they have the perfect drugs. That's why these kids in the ghetto, they're eating these crazy ass candies. Their tongue is blue, running around, and they're crazy because those are mind control things, man. Yeah, those are all drugs, man. Those things bug you out. That's why you're all crazy, man. Yeah, and that's in the scriptures. It tells you it's like menstruous woman shall bring forth monsters, man. You kids are monsters, man. You know.
I have a scripture.
Yeah.
Job 24:14. The murderer rising with the light killeth the poor and needy, and in night is as a thief.
Yep. Was it?
Yeah,
that was the point. And the last excerpt, 1956 to 58, it says survivors of one such program, which we read before about the neo-Nazis or Nazis, at the Lincoln Park Royal Canadian Air Force Base in Calgary, Alberta, describe a doctor with an SS tattoo number on his arm torturing children to death, including Aboriginal children brought by RCMP officers from local reserves and residential schools. So all these officers are RCMP, upstanding. When we went to Ottawa, you had the RCMP there at the Parliament. They came to us. Those are all fucking devils, man. All right, you try to say they're so high in society and their rank is so great. They're a bunch of devils, man. All right, and all you devils that are old, you're retiring, man. You're gonna get cursed too, man. And Mosai's, that's why you're all bugged out. Mosai's visiting you in your dreams, because you contributed to all this shit, man. Because this is 1956, World War II. You devils are still alive, man. You know, you're retired. You're living good somewhere on your cottages. You know,
yeah. I got more. Job 24:15. The eye also of the adulterer waited for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguiseth his face. In the dark they dig through houses which they had marked for themselves. In the daytime they know not the light, for the morning is to them even as the shadow of death.
Hey, so hold on, it says they know not the light. So when you try to say, 5 Edomites can be saved, they don't know the light, man. They only know darkness. You know? Go ahead.
If one know them, they are in the terrors of the shadows of death.
Exactly.
He is swift as the waters. Their portion is cursed in the earth. He beholdeth not the way of vineyards. Drought and heat consume snow waters. So doeth the grave those which have sinned. The moon shall forget him. The worm shall feed sweetly on him. He shall be no more remembered. The wickedness shall be broken as a tree. He evil entreateth the barren that beareth not, residential schools, maybe most likely the father wasn't there and he was probably killed. Or they had him drugged up somewhere.
Remember,
taking the kids, right?
they passed an act. But what happened was when you read into it, the RCMP came on gunboats, and what they did, they went to the village and they kidnapped them. And at times they would either say, listen, if you don't let us take your kid, we're gonna put your ass in prison, or they would just point a gun at them and say, listen, we're taking your kid. So it was literally kidnapping, man. You know?
He draws also the mighty with his power. He raises up, and no man is sure of life. Just like the brother just said.
Yep.
Through it be given him to be in safety. Though it be given to him to be in safety, whereon he resteth, yet his eyes are upon their ways. They are exalted for a little while.
Yeah, they're exalted for a little while. 500 years and some change. And that's a long time to us, right? But that's just half a day to the Most High, man. 1 day is 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is 1 day. So to the Lord, 1,000 years our time is just 1 day to the Lord, man. So that's a little time to the Most High. So they're exalted for a little time. Go ahead.
They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low.
Yeah, they're going to be brought low, man. That's why I said the serpent shall go back in the dust. The serpent are you Edomites, man. Like in the Garden of Eden. So when you were cursed, that's why you were in the caves, man. You were biting the dust, man. You couldn't even walk properly. Go ahead.
But are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all other, and cut off as the tops of the heirs of corn.
Yep. That was it?
That was it, sure.
Alright. So I'm going to read the last ones. It says, similar crimes are described by survivors of programs at military bases at Suffield, Alberta, Nanaimo, BC, and the Lakehead Psychiatric Hospital at Thunder Bay, Ontario. Alright. 1962 to 71. Now this is like 40 years, man. Alright. Ago. Thousands of Aboriginal children are deliberately stolen from their families under a government-sponsored 60s scoop program of aggressively destroying native families and continuing the cultural genocide found in residential schools. Many children die in foster homes and in Indian hospitals where they are secretly sent and experimented on, and their cause of death is concealed. And then 1972, in anticipation of the ending of the residential schools, the Indian Affairs Department orders the destruction of all personal files of Indian people, including original land and property deeds. As a result, the written evidence of land holdings and genealogy of countless native families is destroyed, disrupting Indian land claims. Alright? And that was it on that. And then I have this other document we're going to read. So here, start from here. Alright. Should I read the title? Yeah.
This is Christian genocide in the New World in Canada. This was not for want of trying. When French explorer Jacques Cartier first encountered the peaceful Micmac natives of modern-day New Brunswick in 1534, his crew subjected them to salvos of cannon fire filled with sulfur, lead, broken glass, and rocks.
So they did cannons. They put sulfur, all right, which is highly obviously flammable, right, and it burns the hell out of your skin. Broken glass, all right, all kinds of madness, man. Go ahead.
The French then attacked and burned their villages and demanded of the survivors all their wealth and their women.
Yep. So, General Gehenna, we're gonna have Edomite woman. All right, that's called payback. We're gonna take him. All right, we're gonna imprison him, man. All right. That was it. Yeah. And then
Okay. Such civilized behavior by Cartier did not stop him from commenting, "This people can be called savage." or untamed, for they must be the poorest people on earth. Altogether, they have not the value of 5 cells among them, and yet they share whatever they have with each other, and live in a true community of goods. They are utter strangers to distinctions of property, for what belongs to one is equally another's. They surely are better Christians in that sense than are we.
So he just admitted they're not Christians, man. They're devils, man. And then you have another guy, De Las Casas in New Spain, all right, in the Caribbean. When he went to the natives there, the Arawakan and Tainos, he said that, listen, we're not acting like Christians. These people are better Christians than us. There's many accounts of that. They keep the New Testament better than us. The reason why, because the Lord came to them, man, under many names, under the Quetzalcoatl. All right, there's another Puerto Rican name the Taino Indians had. So, and he came to them and he gave them the laws. He gave them the Beatitudes. All right, and he said we're the poorest people. And then the scripture said, blessed are the poor, blessed are the meek, man. So it's not talking about some bum Edomite you see on the street, man. That's his problem, man. He needs to go to the Rockefeller Center and take it up with them, man. He needs to tell them, listen, I'm an Edomite. I want my damn blessing, man. All right, because he's gonna lose in this. If he does, he's gonna lose in this kingdom and the next kingdom, man. All right, go ahead.
What was it for?
And flip the page then.
Heretical as dissenting Christians, as early as 1509, leading European jurists like Martin Fernandez de Incisco had declared the King of Spain has every right to send his men to the Indies to demand their territory from these idolaters because he received it from the Pope. If the Indians refuse, he may quite legally fight them, kill them, and enslave them, since as unbelievers they have no worth above that of any heretic. Summa de Geografia que trata de todas las partidas del mundo.
Which one?
That's this one.
Okay, yeah, that's just the source.
Okay.
So yeah, just read that.
Alright. Under the Spaniards and the French, inquisitorial courts were often established to try Indians. Nearly 900 Hershey trials were held against Indians in Mexico during the 16th century. In one, auto da fe, which means act of faith, is the formal name for the Inquisition.
Inquisition, yeah.
Held in Mexico in 1570, over 3,800 Indians were convicted and hanged or burned alive for heresy.
Yeah, so they had courts in Mexico, right, judging them on Esau's laws. That's like Muslims coming here, taking over, I don't know, Virginia, and then having a damn Inquisition saying, oh, you don't follow Allah, we're gonna behead